So no reply. आंसर क्वेश्चन है नाना चाप को मैंने फर्स्ट 15 का कहा है. So let's see what they say.
Is audio clear? Audio and video? Silesh Rajendra ji?
Finally we have done. Fourth case issue. Oh. 481 kevin vivattanam vattanam nanupassati. He does not see himself in terms of the self. No.
So my memory is that we were on the top of page 4, which is 447.
47.
477.
477. That's what I also remember. So let me start. Sangati go yasana santi sanga yo manasattesu amanasatto dukkam parinya sakheta samattham tathagato arhati purulasam. So that Tathagata is worthy of offering. What are the characteristics? Sangathigo yasya nasanti sangha. He was shaken off all ties, and there are no ties for him. Manasattesu amanasatto. Among those who have a lot of mana, arrogance, he dwells free from arrogance. Dukkham parinyaya sakheto artham. He has given up, understood the suffering. Dukkham parinyaya is understood the suffering. Sakheto artham, and its domain and its origins, everything was understood. He is the Tathagata. Asam anissaya vivekadasya paravediyam ditthim upatipatto arammayasya nasanti kechi tathagato arhati purulasam. Asam आशाएं जो हैं अनिश्चय, आशाएं से कोई उनके बारे में he is not supported by them. Vivekadasi, who seeks seclusion. Paravediyam yasana santi kechi, for whom is Arammana yasana santi kechi, जिसको objects of sense जो है, is not, nothing exists for him. Tathagato arhati purulasam. Paravediyam ditthim upatavitto. Paravediyam is gone beyond the opinions, and ditthim upatavitto. So he who without giving into desires has gone beyond opinions and seeks seclusion, to whom there are no objects of sense. He is the Tathagata.
To whom there are no objects of sense.
Object, the literal translation तो ये है यहाँ पे, मतलब for whom they don't exist. आरम्भना तो objects को कहते हैं, so for whom there are no objects of sense, he doesn't, they are as good as non-existent.
So Vivek is not seclusion.
Vivek is to
It's volition, isn't it?
नहीं, वो सेंस में विवेक नहीं है. विवेक का मतलब है seclusion नहीं है, मतलब exactly विवेक दस्सी नहीं, विवेक दस्सी जो हरावेदियम ditthim upat vidto is gone from there, and it's not giving into desires. मतलब वो विनय का मतलब होता है क्रिटिसाइज। विवेक का मतलब हम हिंदी में तो उसका मतलब वो होता है ना, विवेक मीन्स डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. That's what you probably are hinting at. I can check. एक बार उसके हिंदी और उसमें डिफरेंसेस भी हैं.
Oh, is that possible?
हाँ, कई बार तो काफी जगह तो है. विवेक मीन्स लोनलीनेस, सेपरेशन, सेक्लूजन. इंटरेस्टिंग.
loneliness.
कई लोग सेपरेशन, सेक्लूजन. यहाँ पे तो सेक्लूजन है, डिटैचमेंट, सेक्लूजन, सेपरेशन. Then fifth meaning is discrimination.
परोपरा यस्य समीक्ष धम्मा विधुपिता अर्थगता न सन्ति संतो उपादानक्षये विमुक्तो तथागतो अर्हति पूर्णलास.
परोपरा इधर और यहाँ और वहाँ, यस्य समेच धम्मा, जितने भी धर्म है, जितने भी डिस्क्रिप्शन है, विधु पिता अर्थगता न सन्ति, was destroyed then. संतो उपादानक्षयो विमुक्तो, संतों को शांत है. उपादानक्षयो मतलब जितने भी अटैचमेंट्स हैं उनको क्षय कर दिया. विमुक्तो means is liberated from the destruction of attachment. So these are the qualities of Tathagata being described. So in whom all kinds of descriptions, all kinds of ties have been destroyed, and therefore as if as good as don't exist. Nasanti, meaningless.
संयोजनम जाति हयांतदासी गोपानदी रागापथम अशेषम शुद्धो निर्दोषो विमलो अकाचो तथागतो अर्हति पूर्णलासम.
संयोजनम मतलब factors. Jati Khai, end of birth. Dasi, the scene, who has seen the end of factors, end of birth. Yoko Anudi Raga Patham Asesam, who has completely left the path of Raga. Raga Patham, Raga, Marga, has left that completely. Who is pure, Shuddho, Nidhuso, without fault, Vimalo, spotless, Kacho, flawless. So these are the attributes being described.
Sudhakar was saying on Vivekajam, Piti, Sukham, etc. comes in Samadhi explanation.
Vivekajam means out of seclusion. Piti which arises out of seclusion. Vivekajam, born out of seclusion.
बिल्कुल अलग मीनिंग है from the विवेक that we are
मतलब if you see the figurative meaning फिर अलग नहीं है, because detachment है विवेक का मतलब, और discrimination है तो तभी detachment है ना. Vivek is also used in sense of discrimination.
Discrimination is the primary way how we understand.
How we understand in Hindi now. Yeah. But language में changes होते रहते हैं ना. Language में with evolution changes होते रहते हैं. It's a Pali language. So there the primary meaning is detachment, which arises out of discrimination. Isn't it? And then other associated meaning are seclusion, staying alone.
So Sudhakar is saying, is it related to the word ekam?
No really. इसमें तो भी जो डिक्शनरी है, just tell you what is the, it says we plus which detachment. seclusion, separation, loneliness of singleness of heart, discrimination of thoughts.
So Eka means single, so it means seclusion, lonely.
Oh, since actually not all the words can be can be compared with Hindi. थोड़ी दिक्कत है कुछ में थोड़ा गड़बड़ लगता है क्या हुआ. Now Vivek is given fivefold. Tadanga, Vikhamba, Samuchcheda, Patipassadi, Nissarana. So much discrimination which is done physically, mentally. This, so much. So जैसे सुधाकर ने कहा ना विवेकजम प्रीति सुखम, that also is in the same light. Preeti which arises out of seclusion.
Yo Attano.
Sir, that is saying, how will define spotless and faultless?
Nidoso. Words are there, no? Nidoso. जिसमें दोष नहीं है. विमलो, मल नहीं. So they are near synonyms. थोड़ा उनमें अपने nuances है ना. Yes.
Yo Attanam Nam Passanti Sammahito Udyogato Tikthato Save Anijo Akilo Akandho Tathagato Arahati Puralasam.
Yo Attano Attanam Nam Passanti. बड़ा सुंदर लगा मुझे. Who does not see himself in terms of self. अपने को अत्तानम नानुपस्थिति. He who does not see himself in terms of self. Samahito is composed. Ujuvatam goes straight. Chittato is stable, firm. Save anejo akhilo akankho, who is also free from desires, free from harshness, free from doubt. Such is the Tathagata.
Mohantara yasya na sandhi kechi sabdesu dhammesu cha nan tassi sarirach antim dhareti patto cha sambodhi manantaram sivam etavasa yakkhas suddhi tathagato arhati purlasam.
मोहंतरा, मोह के bewilderment के बाहर निकल गया. यस्य संति केचि, there is nothing which can bewilder him. Sabdesu dhammesu cha nanadasi, who sees through all the kinds of dhammas, see the reality. Sariran cha antim dhareti, has got the last, reveres the last body. Patto cha sambodhi matnuktaram sivam, who has acquired perfect enlightenment. Hitavata yakhasya suddhi, the highest by which one's purification takes place. That sambodhi by which one's purification takes place. Hitavata yakhasya, मतलब once, यहाँ लगी यख का मतलब दूसरा होगा. It means one's shuddhi, by which one attains the purification. Hutancha mayam hutamattu satcham yam tadisam veda gunam alatham brahma hi sakthi patingahu hatuma pati brahmatuma me bhagava bunjantu me bhagava puralasa. So this is Bhagava Bunjantu me, Lord, you accept my offerings. Right? Say, Hutancha mayam hutamattu satcham. May my offerings be the true offerings. Yam tadisam Veda Gunam Alattam. Having met such a one who is fully accomplished, ब्रह्मा ही सखी पटिघन हाथी में अभी वो ब्रह्मा को इम्पोर्टेंस है उस समय में ब्रह्मा as my witness, may the Lord accept my offerings. He is telling to Buddha, having met a person of your kind, fully accomplished, then my offerings will be fruitful. That was the topic which was discussed. No? See the reply he gets. This of course was expected. गाथाभिगतं ने अभोजनेयं संपस्सतं ब्राह्मण नेस धम्मो गाथाभिगतं पनुदन्ति बुद्धा धम्मे सति brahmana rutiresa. It says गाथाभिगतं, what is obtained by chanting verses, ma me abhijoneya is not accepted by me. Sampassatam brahmana nesa dhammo. This is not the way of those who have seen the reality, those who have seen the thing clearly. Gathavigatam panudanti Buddha. Buddha reject which is obtained by chanting stanzas. Dhamme sati brahmana uttires. And as long as Dhamma exists, this will always be the practice of the Buddhas. Annena cha kevalinam mahesim khinasavam kukucha रूपवसंतम अन्नेन पानेन उपट्टिसासु हेतनहितं पुण्यपेखस्य होतु. So अन्नेन च केवलेन महिषि. So with other food, hinasavam kukuchavapusatam, and the one who has destroyed his passions and who is there is no restlessness in him. So you should annena panena upattisasu. You should give him other kinds of food and drink. Ketanhitam punyapekasya hoti. That is the field of great merits. So one whose passions have been destroyed, whose restlessness has been seized, so you must serve such a perfect rishi, such a perfect rishi. You must serve it other food and drink, not the one which is obtained after chanting stanza or giving some discourse.
There are some comments in the chat.
एक पहले भी ऐसा आया था ना डिस्कोर्स वाला आपको
Chanting
जिसमें वो क्वेश्चन पूछता है भगवान से and then he answers, Lord answers, Lord gives him full discourse, and then he agrees to give him. वो भिक्षा के लिए जाते हैं, so then he agrees to give him. Says, no, food is, you cannot give it as a impressed by my stanzas.
So when you were discussing the Siddhartha was saying all those unwholesome rooted chittas are not arising anymore. I don't know the context of that.
The context was just
How will
spotless and
how will we define spotless and faultless?
Yeah, these are all synonymous.
the answer to that is that unwholesome, rooted chitta are not arising anymore.
Right.
So dosha is not there, there is no fault, there is no spot. So they are basically, in poetry, there is always a tendency to use synonyms to install, and this has been the tradition in the Pali text, you can see.
So Rajendra is asking, but we see proliferation of chanting in almost all sects of Buddhism.
Yeah, that is a part of chanting in different traditions is done with different implications, different understandings. In Theravada tradition, chanting is done with the understanding that it is a kind of establishing in Shraddha, and when you remember all the good qualities, you are inspired to follow those good qualities. In other traditions where it is followed, used as a paritta, as a protection very strongly. Others where it is used as a means of quietening the mind. Different traditions have different interpretations. But there is that Nichiren Buddhism which entirely follows the chanting procedure.
Which Buddhism?
Nichiren Buddhism, the Japanese.
इतना सारा
Japanese जो फेमस हो गए ना Sakai Vityasa नाम है.
But that's not natural, no?
They are part of the same thing.
Yeah, they only chant.
They only chant.
They only chant.
हाँ एक उनका है I don't remember the exact line.
This
Just
is
one line.
start from Om Mani Padma Hum. वो जो है ना Tibetan Buddhism वाला भी follow करते हैं. But there are some, I mean, which exclusively do that as a part of their practice. And by chanting it only, there is one. अभी recently मालूम पड़ा मैं कुछ वीडियो ढूंढ रहा था तो one Tibetan nun, she was in seclusion for 45 years. And just chanting this Om Mani Padme Hum.
Oh, was she chanting?
Yeah. I saw a video in which this Matthew Ricard goes to offer her robe at the completion of 45 years. She comes out, and then the person who was standing along with him, he was selling that 45 years he had been trying. When people had made comments of snide remarks, that is the something. There, the idea is that the power of that chanting will benefit the whole sentient world, made, Maitri kind of. So different traditions have different importance given to chanting.
So इसमें what is he referring to in this sutta? When he puts chanting down, what is his?
No, he's not putting down chanting. He's saying that when a Buddha is given chanting, Buddha has spoken certain verses, he asked certain questions and Buddha has replied. So it's like a discourse. It's not putting down chanting. It's saying that when a Buddha gives a discourse, it is always after having taken food, not that after discourse he accepts the food. That's not done in this tradition. If you offer a food to bhikkhus, if you do sanghadana, you offer them first out of respect, not out of respect God because he gives a good discourse. After that we request the bhikkhu Dhammam Desesi, so please give some talk or something, and then they give. So it's not this. It has nothing to do with the putting down chanting. It has to do with the tradition. That offering should be done with pure heart, without any expectation, and not with a doubt, because you start with a doubt. If you start with a doubt, जैसे उसमें भी था एक और डिस्कोर्स था ना वो, जिसमें वो उनको कहता है भगवान वो जाता है और वहाँ ब्राह्मण कर रहा होता तो वो अरे चंडाल हट यहाँ से. I don't remember this. Then he gives a huge exposition of who is a Chandal. ब्राह्मण को लगता है शायद मैं ही हूँ. So then he, at the end of that whole exposition on Chandala, which is a very powerful one, then Brahman says, okay, I understand now, please accept my offering. Says, no.
जैसा भी बताइए जो निचरेन वगैरह जो अलग हुए इनकी भी रूट्स नालंदा में ही हैं फ्रॉम नागार्जुन
अधिकतर के तो
which means कहीं ना कहीं ये चैंटिंग वहां से निकल के आई है.
नहीं, कुछ तो यहाँ पे कश्मीर शैविज्म से जुड़े ना, क्योंकि बुद्धिज्म जो है कश्मीर में बहुत गढ़ बन गया था. इन टाइम ऑफ एम्परर कनिष्का वन ऑफ द काउंसिल्स टुक प्लेस इन कश्मीर. राजेंद्र जी को शायद पता ही होगा, कश्मीर में अनंतनाग के पास, दिस इज द hotbed of terrorism today. Their sixth council was held, which is not recognized by Theravada tradition. You know, those kind of conflicts. There was a council held by Emperor Kanishka, full-fledged council. And so there was a big center of Buddhism in Srinagar, which ruins are available still, but nobody is obviously in the current scenario of last 25 years. Nobody is bothered.
Even archaeological.
Yeah, I'm told that there are. But no, वहाँ का जो atmosphere ऐसा हो गया है कि nobody is bothered about it. So because of that, there was an interplay of Kashmir Shaivism with that, and there is a lot of puja, worship, all these things got mixed up. So Tibetan Buddhism has a lot of tradition of that kind of chanting. And the tantras and other things in Tibetan Buddhism are also said to be got out from there. In Kashmir Shaivism, there is a Bhairav Tantra and other things. We have a very distorted view of Tantra. Actually. And this did happen in Buddhism in Vajrayana, but it has a very profound implications from the point of view of meditation. So not easily done. So, for example, Dalai Lama does not talk about Tantra at all
correct.
because of the reasons of complication. But historically, it has been like that. Wherever teachings of Buddha went, the local traditions incorporated them. Teachings were pretty fine, so local tradition also got mingled with it. तो इस तरह से धीरे-धीरे चीजें गिरती चली गई.
So it's possible that Nichiren etc. we usme there is heavy Japanese local
Yeah.
influence there,
Yeah.
and it may not all have gone from Nalinda.
So Rajendra is saying Sanapan used to be done by Shaivites. I don't know who influenced whom.
So
Sorry,
it must be-
Anapan. Right.
It must be from the teachings of the Buddha. Must have gone from there. Indraji has pointed out in that book of Saint, poetess Saint Jyoti Kashmir ji, there are pointed out to me that there are verses of observing the breath and things like that. They are contemporary. Anapan is for thousands of years, 2000 years old. And Kanishka is much later.
So Sudhakar had an earlier question which is, please elaborate obtained by stanzas. What is it and why the Buddha reject?
This is a standard practice. As I was pointing out, it was given in other discourse also. So what I studied and understood was that the offering to Buddha should be done with devotion and confidence, not out of, it should not start with negotiation or not with doubt. In this case also, he went there and doubted him. Brahman ho ki nahi ho, ye bata do, tab to dunga, nahi to nahi dunga. In the other case, I remember that sutta, the Buddha was standing for alms and there was a big yajna going on. And he told him, Chandal idhar se hato na, hamara yajna kharab ho jayega. And then Buddha asked him, do you know who is a Chandal? He said, no, okay, explain to me. And he explains to him. And the Brahman gets deeply convinced and he offers it. He says, no. Because offering to a Buddha will be fruitful only if it is done with confidence. If it is not done with confidence, it will be fruitless. So he doesn't, traditionally it's not accepted. And discourse or the teaching is given after food is offered. That is the tradition. Because it is given to only person who is confident, who has devotion, who has Shraddha. That is the primary thing. So if Shraddha is not there, then you can help to clarify doubts and things of that kind, but then offering will not be accepted. That has been the tradition I've seen in a few discourses. I think that's the reason.
वैसे इसका तो हमारे हिंदू ट्रेडिशन में बहुत है क्या ये हो जाए तो इतना प्रसाद चढ़ाऊंगा it's the same stuff, no?
The Brahmanas follow from that tradition, but it was not here. It was a kind of tradition ki jo yajna ki offering that is given to some representative of Devata or somebody, somebody whom you have a great, because you are making offering to fire gods. So somebody of equivalent status should be made the remaining offering. So that can only be Brahmana in the tradition. In the tradition it can be a Brahman. But once he understood that no, there can be a much better person than that, then he was willing to offer him. Then the sutta continues. So then the Brahman asks him, Sadhanam Bhagava Tatha Vijanam Yodakhinam Bhunje Madis Dasa Yang Yanya Kale Pariye Samano Papuye Tvam Sasanam. So please let me know, a person like me kisko gift dena. In the light of your teaching, you tell me whom I should look for when I am performing yajnas. So then he again repeats almost the same thing. There's no quarrels, his mind is untroubled, he is free from lust, he has conquered his passions, same thing. Repeating. तो मतलब जात ब्राह्मण देख के नहीं है, जिसमें भी जिसको भी तुम्हें लगे देना हो, you should have all these qualities.
But he didn't comment on the performing the yajna itself.
No.
But you say
He never criticized the extant practices at that time. He only made them better. He never told Brahmanas are bad. So these are the real Brahmins. So he used to call his own monks also used to call Brahman. You remember Dharmapad, there was a Brahman Vaggo where he described who is a real Brahman. So he never decried those things. Who is a Chandal? He said, yes, there are Chandals, but this is a Chandal. So he transformed that whole from caste based, he transformed it to deed based.
जैसे sacrifice पे तो उनका बड़ा clear था, for example.
No, not the sacrifice of animals and things. Not sacrifice of animals. But fire gods की जो करते हैं, he never told them मत करो, ये क्यों कर रहे हो, क्या कर रहे हो. But he tried to show them the dhamma. जैसे वो जो third sutta है ना, वो fire ceremony, famous fire ceremony. उसमें भी तो वो सब लोग वही थे, they were all doing yajnas. He told them what is fire.
what powerful.
Everything is burning. He doesn't say fire and all that is useless. He says, yes, true, fire is a good symbol. Because everything is burning.
Okay.
And that is a third sutta, supposedly third sutta, discourse given by the Buddha. Although 1,000 people became enlightened, arahants.
So that's interesting. So it's almost as if there is no direct confrontation of.
He never confronted them. He always tries to transform their thinking, sammaditthi. That is the key thing. Because if sammaditthi is there, everything will fall. The moment those, Uruvela Kashyapa था ना, Kashyapa Bandhu. The moment they got understood it, उन्होंने अपने सारे वो काट कूट दिए और फेंक दिए पानी में. And then somebody else wrote, far off से ये क्या हुआ, ये कश्यप बंधुओं ने सारे अपने उनके वो आ रहे हैं. Then they also came and the whole story, good story is associated with that. So he never told them कि जो तुम कर रहे हो, जैसे एक वो आता है ना सिगालो वाद सुत्ता पढ़ा था ना, yes, discourse to householders would have. अपने माता पिता को making offerings करते हैं ना, श्राद्ध जैसे पानी लेके नमस्ते करता है, इधर ईस्ट में डालता है, वेस्ट में डालता है. So he asks him क्या कर रहे हो? Then he tells him this is, ये ऐसे नहीं करते हैं, ऐसे करते हैं. Then he tells him how to pay respects to your elders, how to pay respects to your departed relatives. And it's all pure dharma. So it brings about a change in the thinking. He doesn't say कि आप अपने माता पिता अगर डिपार्टेड हैं और उनको रिस्पेक्ट दे रहे हो, उसमें कोई बुराई है. ऐसे करने से क्या होगा? ईस्ट ये होता है, वेस्ट ये होता है. East is mother, father, teacher, world. So this way he explains to him the implication of it, so that he pays respect to them at that time and earns merits by that process. So he never, of course, animal sacrifice is strongly condemned. Because of this reason, it's not going to get you any period. Whole same argument, by which sacrifice will I get maximum benefit? But the question is still. So we're trying to bring about a change in the understanding so that people can then follow the true Dharma.
After saying, is yajna a symbolic offering?
Yeah.
Symbolic of offering our sankharas to the fire of wisdom, or yajna is something else?
The traditional meaning of yajna, if you read Rigveda and see the Swami Dayananda, then you will be disappointed deeply as when I read studied it. उसमें तो ऐसा लगता है ये क्या कर रहे हैं कि हमको घोड़े दे दो, हमको रत्न दे दो, this kind of thing. अग्नि नीले पूरा जो first stanza है उससे ही ऐसा just put off by that. क्या हो रहा है? But then if you have a teacher like वो जो लखनऊ वाले teacher थे, transformed it whole thing. It's purely a spiritual process, offering yourself, offering your ego to the fire. So it's a total different thing because it's you have not insight into it. So you need a person who can have insight into that. Vedic Sanskrit is not normal Sanskrit. If you translate it like normal Sanskrit, you'll get Arth ka Arth ho jayega.
So Dasar, what are you saying? That originally the intent was different,
Yeah.
or
Because of lack of continuation of that insight over long periods of time, people forgot the original intent and they took its literal meanings.
तो दयानंद सरस्वती का क्या आपने जिक्र किया?
उनका जो ट्रांसलेशन, बिकॉज वो ट्रांसलेशन अवेलेबल नहीं था ना.
To him.
Yeah, he
Okay.
translated it. The presently the most extant translation of Vedas is done by Swami Dayananda Saraswati.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
एक्चुअली वेदास के अलावा पूरा ये जो ट्रेडिशन है उन्होंने रिवाइव ही किया.
Vedic tradition तो नहीं रिवाइव किया ना, but later these अद्वैत का तो शंकराचार्य ने किया था, and that was in normal Sanskrit, so उसमें कोई confusion नहीं था. Vedic Sanskrit is a totally different ball game
Compared to?
normal Sanskrit. It's a totally
वैदिक
different.
संस्कृत का तो वो भी है जो मतलब संस्कृत that is absolutely different.
Totally different.
उसका भी
तो वो स्वामी जी जो थे ना, बताया था ना लखनऊ में एक स्वामी जी
वैदिक
जिनसे हम संपर्क में थे,
वो वैदिक
तो उनसे हमने पूछा वो डॉक्टर हो कहाँ से चल गया, तो उनको ध्यान से मुझे अपने आप इंसाइट आ गई कि ये मतलब है. तो जब हम उनसे पहले मिले थे तो लिटरली क्या है, आप वेद वेद करते रहते हैं, तो भी पढ़ा था अग्नि मिले पुरोहितम यज्ञ से देव ऋतुजम होतारम रत्न धातम का रत्न ट्रांसलेशन हो गया, उसका मतलब हो गया घोड़ा. ठीक है, ये क्या है, मतलब यज्ञ भी इसलिए कर रहे हैं कि घोड़े और रत्न चाहिए हमको, वो हंस पड़े क्या है बस बात करते. ऐसा भी हो सकता है क्या, वो ऐसे मूर्ख थे क्या वो. Then he explained, तो आपको संस्कृत कहाँ से पढ़ाई, वो मेडिकल डॉक्टर FRCS पता नहीं क्या क्या करके इंग्लैंड में रह के आए हो. This is I had that insight into the whole Vedas, and it has meanings at different levels. One level at physical, other at spiritual, other at environmental.
वहाँ तो थोड़े से तात्पर्य इंद्रियों से है वैदिक जो इंद्रियों से है क्योंकि स्वामी जी ने बताया था मुझे याद है.
So total meaning बदल गया ना.
वहाँ सब
So it's nothing to do with the animal.
Nothing at all.
नहीं वो तो
उनका जो मैंने बुक दी थी ना उसको
अखिलेश
अखिलेश को उसमें, हाँ. So the whole meaning changes now. So the Yagya tradition has been different, but what it is now is totally different. People don't know.
आर्यन इंजीनियरिंग घोड़ों पे टिका हुआ है. वो घोड़ों पे बैठ के
हाँ. See the wrong translation effect.
And just so I understand, so what is Dayanand Saraswati's role in the whole matter?
He revived that whole tradition of Yagya, doing Yagya and all that.
लेकिन उन्होंने
तो that-
बनाने को याद नहीं.
जितना वो समझ पाए ना, जितना वो समझ पाए उसने ही किया ना. But at least as social reformer, he did lot of good things. There's no doubt about
My
it.
understanding is that he debunked all what was going on. at that time. So what
He
the point
debunked
is
the,
that-
he debunked the Sanatana Dharma aspect of it. There's, the puja, murti puja and things of that kind, and that Vedic dharma to ye hai. It's your right one. So there is a discrete schism between Arya Samaj and Sanatana Dharma.
Exactly.
There is a schism, yeah. Arya Samaj believes that ये मूर्ति पूजा जो करते हैं तो बेचारे ignorant हैं, इनको पता नहीं. So they tolerate them.
Okay, but some things were retained, such as whatever.
Because जो सनातन धर्म में यज्ञ का महत्व उतना नहीं था ना, बाद में क्या वो mixing up हो गया, तो then they kind of adopted each other's perspective. So जो स्वामी दयानंद में तो वही था बचपन से.
So mainly he got rid of the idol worship part.
Worship part and this, sakam bhakti part. तो सकाम भक्ति का था ना कि प्रसाद चढ़ा दो, ये कर दो, ये ₹1.25 के 5. Kind of ridicule that and the other topics of that kind. He tried to, as a social reformer, he did a lot of good things. advise them to study properly, do better things, don't get caught up in the Brahmanhood only, modernize करो, पढ़ो, सारी चीजें पढ़ो सब. That was a great contribution to
I think the modern world,
social reform.
social reform में तो काफी बहुत बड़ा हाथ है.
DAV whole movement started after him. DAV means Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools. So he did as a social reformer तो बहुत काम. But in terms of Vedic, जितना भी उनको समझ में आया उन्होंने किया, लोग यज्ञ करने लगे तो कुछ उसके.
I think यज्ञ के साथ साथ वो वेदांत का भी थोड़ा रिवाइवल मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड में उन्होंने काफी करवाया. एक टाइम मतलब you can see शंकराचार्य ने obviously पूरा ही ground zero से ही रिवाइव करवाया. Then विवेकानंद also had huge role in it. But जो मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड में तो पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल सेटअप की वजह से जितना हुआ है, he played a big role in reviving Vedic and Vedantic focus.
So at Shankaracharya's time there was a similar.
At Shankaracharya's time, Buddhism's remnants were still there. So there are accounts of his interaction with Buddhists, debates where he defeated them on this very issue of non-self. That was the key issue in which the monks could not stand his arguments.
But he also revived all this other stuff, practices or.
He revived the Vedanta, Upanishads. The person revived them. He wrote commentaries on all the Upanishads, principal Upanishads, 18 pe. Wrote commentaries on them, Brahma Sutra. There are historians who say that actually Bhagavad Gita was written by him. That's a contentious issue, but उसमें बहुत रिसर्च होती रहती है.
Part of Bhagavad Gita, Sanskrit is very different from.
Yeah, that is the argument which is given, that the Sanskrit of Mahabharata is totally different from the Sanskrit of Bhagavad Gita. So जो लिंग्विस्ट होते हैं ना, वो ऐसी रिसर्च करते हैं ना, वो कैसे हो सकता है? हो ही नहीं सकता.
So they can't be
contemporary writings. And then second argument which is given is Bhagavad Gita is such a powerful teaching. How can it be an appendix to any literature? It should be a standalone thing. It is the quintessence of teaching. How does it matter wherever it is? Whosoever wrote it, it has its own.
And just historically speaking, Vivekananda ka kya isme phir he then revives?
Yeah. He did a great revival of Vedanta. He again kind of drew the attention of people कि ये worship करते रहते हो and don't see. He didn't say कि मूर्ति पूजा गलत है. Because you're not doing it in proper spirit. You're not without understanding. तो बुद्धि इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे हो, just blindly following this without understanding what is the fundamental teaching. That मूर्ति is just a symbol of reality and things of that kind.
In Vivekananda, when he came, this was a time when this whole science versus religion, की वजह से science had won, right? And everybody who's educated enough would denounce religion and reading all of these things. He appealed to the modern people more than the normal people. So he actually put it in the words that all those modern people could understand the significance of that. So
that would be a correct description.
But he was very strong. I understand all the spiritual and even psychic aspects. Is that correct?
Yeah.
More than his guru was.
He was basically on the very aspect. He was not just a social, though he did do some social reform also. He was not a social reform. He was primarily a sadhak. Primarily a very deep yearning for liberation. And he played a role in freedom struggle also, indirectly.
And then Dayanand Saraswati comes after him.
I think so. Because 100 कितने साल हुए?
Even I think so.
125.
Not sure.
Yeah. I'll just check out.
और उनमें कोई spiritual dimensions नहीं है दयानंद सरस्वती.
According to Arya Samaj, is the apex of that Vedic revival किया उन्होंने. Is the seen to be as revival of Vedas. He is earlier to Swami Vivekananda. 1883 he died. थोड़ा पीरियड तो उनका वो भी है, ओवरलैपिंग भी है थोड़ा.
Is the connectivity that? Yeah. So Rajendra is asking, in practical life, how to convert a non-believer into believing in worship or meditation or chanting.
I don't do such things.
I don't do such things.
I don't do such things. Really want.
जब कोई परेशान होगा तो अपने आप आएगा. बेटा जब बहुत परेशान होगा उसके अंदर होगा तो वो अपने आप जाएगा. ढूंढेगा.
Many people are, influenced by what is called serendipity, which is actually coincidence. But those coincidences must be occurring because of certain reasons. So there's nothing like coincidence. So I know many people, including some meditators, who in their deep time of deep suffering felt that meditation is not helping. They had a neighbor who said, okay, बहुत परेशान हो, some acute, not mild suffering, acute suffering. So then neighbor ने कहा, अच्छा चलो हम भी Buddhist हैं, तो तुमको chanting करके दिखाएंगे, it will help you. So they chanted so beautifully and so profoundly. So it helped them. They felt good, feeling good, basically. Yeah. And then they said, okay, let us do that. Basically, तो ऐसी चीजें होती हैं. It's a kind of a way of. Some people have inclination towards this kind of thing. Others have very skeptic nature. Mine is skeptic nature. We're not easy to accept anything. ज़्यादातर पाते हैं skeptic nature वाले. जिनके skeptic nature है वो काफी कष्ट पाते हैं. Because you're not ready to accept things easily. But then you have a path clear for you that you have to follow the path of inquiry. You can't do easily. So it's all nature's ploy.
I really like Vivekananda in that because he really expounds upon the 4 paths, Karma Yoga,
That was his
Yoga,
great contribution.
Jnana Yoga,
clarifying that and bringing about harmony between them. Great contribution.
and how somebody's predispositions or their inclinations tend to take them towards one of those. And all 3, if done right, can lead you to fulfillment, and all 3 has pitfalls.
Great contribution.
And a lot of what I read Vivekananda was because of Sir. In the
course,
course, so I did a presentation also on Vivekananda's teaching in Science and Humanism.
And he followed this thing of no self, etc.
No. No self is
a very Buddhist.
very
तो
tough.
आप तो बता रहे थे
tough nut to crack.
ओरिजिनली जो शंकराचार्य का भी था वो भी नो सेल्फ वाला ही था.
नहीं, नो सेल्फ नहीं था ना, वो आत्मा था ना.
तो
आत्मा और परमात्मा. And I think
He said there is only one. Okay, there was the tradition of duality. Duality का tradition था ना कि हम जीवात्मा है, एक परमात्मा है, और जीवात्मा को परमात्मा से मिलना है. Shankaracharya pointed out there is only one. You can call it pure consciousness.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but that is seen as me.
Brahma.
I am the
Brahma Tattva.
I am Brahmasmi. So I am something.
I am not zero.
Okay, so pure consciousness is there, but it is.
That is what is
But
my
this
truth. सारे जो अद्वैत tradition में देखा जाए, I am that. I
But
am
you
that.
hold on to the concept of the consciousness.
You hold on to that as your real identity. There, Buddha says, no, there is no personalized identity, which is a, I will have. Rodney Smith, gives a beautiful description of it in one of his discourses. कि वो प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस को पकड़ने नहीं दिया उन्होंने आपको, आप इसको पकड़ना चाहते हैं. He removed that ground also, that people don't get stuck to that.
There's only a marginal. Well,
But
subtle.
from what I understand, and I somehow feel that Shankaracharya and Buddha are talking the same thing.
See, that is my memory of what you have always said.
It's just the way people interpret those words, but at the level of what they're talking about, they're talking the same thing.
So, Darshan, do you agree?
I mean, there is only the value free from all, that there is a consciousness which exists throughout the world, the modern scientific understanding of. But it's only an acceptance, it's only a metaphysical view which we are accepting. So Buddha didn't allow any metaphysical view to come in. That is, sort of discrimination was too sharp. So in the Brahmajala Sutta he mentions this also and says this also is a view. Don't hold on to anything. So if you follow the Theravada traditions strictly, then non-duality is not taught by Buddha. He didn't venture into those things because you can't experience it. That's it. He doesn't say it's right or wrong. You can't experience it. So these are all traps. He also talked of, in many cases, he said they are pure construct. In other cases, Brahmajala Sutta is important helps us. And then he says, in some of them are, many of them, he says, are actually result of meditative achievements, but they got stuck at between. These are the kind of simile he uses. People who reached a certain level of meditative attainment and then took that as the final. So that's how different philosophies have arisen. And they can only trap you at that level. So the teachings of the Buddha are that discriminating level. If one is clear and does not get into confusion about and with yourself, मेरे कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. This is a problem, which
you mentioned this often. I understand.
This is a trap in which I have seen many Vedantic scholars falling.
But if we say
But if we see Ramana Maharshi, can't now fault with them at all.
That is my point. So if we stay with what we may interpret to be Shankaracharya's fundamental thing, from what you have said, it doesn't seem to be different from
It doesn't seem to be much different. If we can be clear, because Buddha never said that there is no self. What he said was,
what you believe is
5 khandhas are not self. So to that extent, Shankaracharya also said the same thing. I'm not body, I'm not mind. So, from the point of view of a practitioner, it doesn't matter. At this present stage, if you have a scientific understanding and you want to continue with that way of understanding, as long as you don't take it personally, that's fine. It's no issue.
As long as we don't create another self which is bigger than the self contained in the body.
Yeah.
And
that becomes an issue. It used to become an issue. So people you can't deny the need for getting established in that through practice. It cannot be denied. However clear your understanding be, that gap between understanding and internalization has to be removed. It may be sheer practice of inquiry, the sheer practice of when you see the way of practice which Ramana Maharshi suggested, it is quite in consonance with this is not me, this is not myself, which Buddha suggests. Whatever Buddha talks of in Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, what is the I, what is the body, what is feelings, what are perceptions. Exactly same thing Ramana Maharshi says.
And in that famous verse of Shankaracharya, you find exactly same thing.
There is that another one in which it is even more direct. Chidananda Roop Shivoham Shivoham. So पूरा वर्ष का poetry है, तो करें ना बहुत याद नहीं रहता. It starts with that. I am not the body. I am not the mind. That's what powerful is. It actually starts with this. Focuses only on this.
And sometimes when I'm listening to Vedanta Madhu, I find him talking about it, but not going there. For example, he says awareness is the door to deathless. And he doesn't say awareness is deathless.
Because it is not.
He says it is the door to deathless. So if you want to reach there, awareness is the door.
Starting
नमी से जब हर एक में नमी से
I am not this, I am not that.
याद नहीं आया बाद में शिव हम सदानंद
सारी याद हो गई शुरू में जब स्टार्ट किया था.
There was a question from Swakar. So according to Shankaracharya, Sabbe Dhamma Atta.
Atta, even in the sense of pure consciousness, yes. Okay, if you say that. If you say in the sense of pure consciousness pervades the whole of the universe. It's like a plenum, which is the current understanding towards which modern science is also moving. That pure consciousness is the fundamental reality, and everything else is. We started from matter and the consciousness is epiphenomena. Now you have come to consciousness is the primary reality and matter is the epiphenomena. Is a projection of that consciousness when it is congealed under certain circumstances.
It's coming very close to Vedanta. Vedanta. Especially Advaita Vedanta.
वो बुक जो है ना एडविन डेस्लो की मैंने बताया था ना, the science of Akashic field, he calls it Akashic fields. That just as there are electromagnetic fields, there are fields of consciousness.
But they're still saying there is something field like something.
Yeah, but it is a impersonal field. It's a not an energetic field. Okay. Information field. Rupert Sheldrake भी कहता है, it's an information field. So it's they're all speculations.
Yeah.
Huh? So that's why Buddha didn't encourage these speculations. That is the key. So that's the key difference, if you want to call it.
So one more thing on pure consciousness, which the Nanak's Japji Sahib. It explains that how you can not grasp your consciousness. Beautifully.
वही उसी हफ्ते एक ओंकार
There is, I think,
बंदा
it goes into many pages and it describes. It has sensor like by thinking you can't reduce it to thinking.
He also cites the part of that in one of the discourses. Adi Satya and Adi Satya. These are all parts of that Ekonkar. Explaining what exactly that is. But trying to explain. It is not this, it is not that. But it is the doer. It is the Karta Puruk, it is the doer. So if you look at it from our experience of Bhakta, who is hearing? I am not hearing. But hearing is happening. Modern science tells us, yes, hearing is happening. There is no one who is hearing. But that hearing is not happening because of brain or eyes or some sort of mysterious process. Seeing is happening, but it's a mysterious process. So that mysterious process is called consciousness, which Buddha also uses that same, exactly same. You remember that? What was it? इसमें analogy दी Hena Sutta. Hena Sutta था ना जिसमें all the 5 khandas were beautiful analogies, similes were given for that. And simile for consciousness was, it's like a magician's trick. It's exactly like that, magician's trick. And modern science also says, stop, you can't go beyond that. Because beyond that, if you go, you have to accept there is something which is immaterial, and you give it some any name then. Because इसकी तो बहुत गहराई से स्टडी हो गई है ना, seeing process और hearing की तो. The portion of how does the light go, how does it form image, where does it signal go, to which part of the brain, where does it form final image, everything is known.
But after signals what?
But वो signal जो है वो convert ऐसे हो गए कि उसमें आपको color दिखने लग गया. It's totally beyond science. So they've given up. So that's what is where the role of this consciousness comes in. So the people who are willing to take the next jump, like some of these Erwin Laszlo and other scientists, or Rupert Sheldrake, or even Larry Dossey, they all say that it is obvious. Why are you running away from facing the fact that there is consciousness pervading the whole universe? So that is, of course, the fact that we are seeing, we are hearing, is a fact. We can't deny it. And we have no explanation for it. So if you say that the cause for it is consciousness, maybe. Can't deny it. But you can't accept it. It's something which is inference. Seems a plausible inference.
So, but rather than saying there is an inference of something as kind of a metaphysical thing, our current experience is there of this consciousness, which is.
Yeah, what do we call consciousness? That is a discussion.
No, we are seeing, we are experiencing the seeing.
Yeah.
So, whether it is this or that, but that's.
Yeah, if you say seeing is equal to consciousness, exactly, seeing is equal to chakku vijnana. That's it. There's no issue. But how did it arise is the issue. No? That's what we are discussing. The whole fact that chakku vijnana is equal to seeing, there's no explanation for it.
Right? So how did it arise? Meaning, those because of the confluence of object and all that.
All those things which we study. Yeah. But if you want to give a mechanism for it, there's no mechanism. It's just a mystery.
How did these things, once these come together, the consciousness arises?
Okay, if the eye is, let me put it like that. A person is dead. The eye is available, the brain is available, object is there, light is there, all conditions are there. You're not seeing. Something is
जीवित इंद्रिय
नहीं है, वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ ना, जीवित इंद्रिय नहीं है, तो आप जीवित इंद्रिय को कॉन्शियसनेस कह लो, बट वो है नहीं ना, जीवित इंद्रिय की भी एक वो है ना कि अगर one of them can be mental जीवित इंद्रिय can be dead, bodily जीवित इंद्रिय is alive. So the rising of, the science tries to find how it is happening. वो कोशिश चलती है. So that is not, they're not just satisfied with, they're trying to get into why now. They're trying to get into why.
At this level, I don't think they are even got to how. Because this transition from material to immaterial is not explainable.
नहीं, अब वो उसको यूज करते हैं, जैसे रूपर्ट शेल्ड्रेक ने जो तरीका निकाला है वो काफी पावरफुल है. एक्सपेरिमेंट कर लो. आप एक्सपेरिमेंट पे बात मानते हो ना, आप मानते हो कि इट शुड बी एक्सपेरिमेंटली वेरीफाएबल, तो इस तरह के एक्सपेरिमेंट कर लो, वेरीफाई हो जाएगा. वो काफी हो रहा है तो वो फिर उठाते हैं, तो दिक्कत होती है, उस टॉक्स को हटा दिया जाता है.
और जैसे कॉन्शियसनेस का आपने कहा ना कि कॉन्शियस रियलिंग सुन रहे हैं, अब सारे लोग ये जैसे सबके अलग अलग क्यों हो रही है, कोई कुछ सुन रहा है, कोई कुछ देख रहा है, तो ये सब क्यों हो रहा है? वो किस कारण से?
संस्कार है ना, वो तो हमारा परसेप्शन है ना, जो संज्ञा है. उसी चीज को कोई आदमी किसी रूप में देखता है, कोई कुछ देखता है, कोई कुछ देखता है. दैट इज द प्ले इन द, इफ यू यूज द Advaitic term, that's a play of various fields in existence. So the Thai tradition है वो तो it accepts most of these things. I've read a discourse of Ajahn where he says ये जो कहा जा रहा है consciousness अलग अलग है 5-6, this for sake of explanation, actually तो ये भी है, एक जगह मैंने पढ़ा था.
And to the extent कि Ajahn Sumedho mentions in one of the discourses that he focuses a lot on awareness, consciousness, and and deathless. That in one of his retreats there was an Abhidhamma scholar, और वो काफी strong opinionated भी थी, तो वो उसके पीछे पड़ गई. ये तुम क्या पढ़ा रहे हो, गलत पढ़ा रहे हो, this is not true Abhidhamma. And Ajahn Sumedho he explains it in a very funny manner that she wanted to correct me, she wanted to bring me right, सही रास्ता दिखाना चाहती थी. और उसके बाद तो जब भी मैं उसको दिखता था मैं डक करके साइड से निकल जाता था कि कहीं मुझे पकड़ ना ले ये. So from the practice point of view, I think the Thai tradition is very close to the one consciousness kind of.
Actually, हमने discuss किया था ना, there are 2 discourses of Buddha in which the word
which consciousness,
which consciousness भी उधर हमने पढ़ा ही था. 2 और भी हैं जिनको अंदर the issue of अनिर्दशन अविज्ञानम arises. अनिर्दशन अविज्ञान, unmanifested consciousness. तो उसपे थेरावादा ट्रेडिशन में बड़ा कंटेंशन है. And Bhikkhu Bodhi being a very transparent person, he says this has been a challenge to the Theravada orthodoxy for 2000 years. What does it mean? So Ajahn Sumedho catches hold of those things. And Buddha does talk of in Anguttara Nikaya that Chitta is pure, radiant. So yes, that's it. That's what we are talking about. So these are because it isn't pure issue of pure consciousness does not fall in the orthodoxy of Theravada.
Pure consciousness की तो बात हो रही है.
नहीं, they don't talk of it as an unmanifest way. ना? जैसे consciousness
then it becomes Brahma, na?
They don't talk of it as an existing independently. Pure consciousness existing independently.
Otherwise, everything is assumed to be conditioned. Na? One condition is bringing the other thing. There is nothing called, apart from the conditioning process existing.
There is nothing. The only unconditioned is Nibbana. Yeah. So if you call Nibbana pure consciousness, उसपे बहुत argument है. उसपे बहुत arguments हैं. These are all from the point of view of meditation. They are
जब निर्वाण मिल गया तो कॉन्शियसनेस कहाँ रहा? जब निर्वाण मिल गया तो कॉन्शियसनेस कहाँ गई?
सस्पेंड हो जाता है. According to the teachings of the Buddha, consciousness is suspended during Nibbana. Chitta stream is stopped during Nibbana. And then it starts again. That is a big issue.
लेकिन start क्यों नहीं क्योंकि उसको निर्वाण मिल गया उस व्यक्ति को हो गया
वो जीवित नहीं गया
not died ना निर्वाण का मतलब डेथ होता है
निर्वाण का मतलब डेथ नहीं है पर फिजिकल शरीर तो छूट जाता है एक टाइम पर
नहीं वो तो एंड की बात है डेथ की बात है when you are meditating and experiencing जैसे भगवान बुद्ध ने experience किया according to Abhidhammic understanding in Nibbana the consciousness stream stops.
अच्छा
Yes.
तो शरीर चल रहा है
ये उस पे जाएंगे ना आगे जब वो प्रोसेस एप्लीकेशंस पे जाएंगे तो भी
थोड़ा ही और अब तो और कंफ्यूजिंग हो गया ये
जब निर्वाण मिल गया शरीर है अभी
आप ऐसे आर्गुमेंट नहीं कर सकते इसको मैं तो बता रहा हूँ कि उसमें क्या है
एक्सपीरियंस
इसमें मैं कुछ आर्ग्यू थोड़ा कर सकता हूँ उसको
इसी मजाक में तो बोलते हैं कि
जीवन में निर्वाण मिल गया
ये मैं बता रहा हूँ ये एक्सपीरियंस कर लो इसके आगे मुझे नहीं पता
ये शरीर है शरीर तो छूटा नहीं है निर्वाण मिल गया इस स्थिति पर पहुंच गया तो फिर शरीर का क्या काम है
कोई बात है
तो शरीर क्या कर रहा है
कुछ नहीं कर we are in the unconditioned zone of experiencing the unconditioned
क्षणिक
and then
निर्वाण
you come back from there now that is a अभी मैंने इनको भी तो लिखा था ना मैंने बताया ना अभी भिक्खु बोधि को
हाँ
so भिक्खु बोधि was very absolutely clear he said कि don't expect to find everything in Abhidhamma so so much just imagine
अच्छा ये कहा उन्होंने
हाँ कि I think you are thinking that it is a perfect system it's not perfect and when I told him I have this question he said yes this question I have been grappling for years so don't bother it's not clearly explained
it was exactly around Nibbana
not exactly it was even more fundamental where again the same issue arises which we'll discuss I don't want to predate that and kind of preempt that discussion but then I wrote also to a traditional teacher of Abhidhamma who has been trained by Burmese Abhidhamma master
आपने जर्मन बताया
यहाँ वो हॉलैंड में थी अब जर्मनी में है उसको मैंने ईमेल लिखा है so she gave me a reply in the traditional sense I saw those two replies she justified it on the basis of a Patthana relationship which I know and he also told me that it is Patthana relationships but I can understand it's very difficult to accept it needs Bhikkhu Bodhi to say that you can't an ordinary person who is totally given to tradition cannot say that and he's openly saying it he's putting it in writing twice I wrote to him one question then he replied then I wrote another question which in fact turned out to be of the same kind ये वही तरह की क्वेश्चन है कि वो इन्फ्लुएंस कैसे ट्रांसमिट हो रहा है सबकॉन्शियस का इसमें एंड इट इज बियॉन्ड द एक्सप्लेनेशंस गिवन देयर बिकॉज़
आपको
सारी
प्रिंसिपल ह्यूमन बदलते उनसे लिखते हैं आपके प्रिंसिपल बनाते आप अपने लिए पीछे चाहे लेंगे
कुछ बना दो
हमारे लिए बनाए चार उनके लिए प्रिंसिपल वाले
so that's a very issue which I mean from the point of view of understanding so I mean in the Patthana relations there is one relation which I thought can be used to explain anything
अच्छा वैसा नहीं
but Bhikkhu Bodhi said yeah you are right that I mean he said that this Upanishad Pachayo you can use it to explain anything action at a distance action over a time normally you are saying chitta arises passes and now you are saying there is a distance over time and that I can see is the only way by which you can explain all these things chitta stream stopping and restarting and all that otherwise there is no way so who knows what is the truth the Burmese the Abhidhamma tradition तो बर्मा में strongest है ना तो जो वहाँ की जो वो थी नानी है शायद वो आया नाम कोई क्या जर्मन mother
no this is Lanka है
equivalent to that so she wrote to मैंने उसको भी मैंने 2 बार पूछा गड़बड़ है कुछ but she said finally कि वो उपनिषद बच्चे ही explain करता सब कुछ she never expressed कि it's में दिक्कत हो सकती है. She never said. बोल नहीं सकती very clearly. It is a bit uncomfortable.
This is at least
It is amazing.
to me. This is going into this territory again where when we started Abhidhamma, we said they are the elements of experience. So, एक लिमिट के बाद सर we are going into again beliefs and metaphysical things.
It's not belief, no. How does it's going into the mechanics actually. वो problem है ना. Things are mysterious. How does a mango seed, you put it in the earth, how does it give rise to mango tree? Where does the information flow? आपने कह दिया genes हैं. वो तो as mysterious as anything else. They say it is Upanishad actually. It is a decisive support condition. So we'll discuss it. जब प्रधान पढ़ेंगे तो कर लेंगे. So it's a issue of suspended judgment. कि भाई समझ में नहीं आता. It is beyond our normal comprehension. So we either accept it or not accept it. That's it. So we learn to be, see the limits.
Exactly. That is what I was saying.
Learn to see the limits.
बहुत सारी चीजें हमने शुरू में पढ़ी. They were part of our experience.
But some things are not a part of, because we have not attained the same level of penetration into Dhamma as Sariputta had attained, or Lord Buddha would have attained. We can't penetrate into Dhamma to that depth. But even to the extent we can penetrate, we can see the implications and applications. जैसे इन्होंने जो बुक भेजी थी वो बहुत अच्छी थी, पठाना इन डेली लाइफ, उसमें काफी अच्छे एग्जाम्पल दिए हैं. Some of which are given in the traditional text also. Some is explained very nicely. So that Patthana is a very good learning. But there are some elements which in our analytical mind still find it difficult. क्योंकि हमारा तो analytical mind है तो इसलिए उसमें अटक गए. ये कैसे होगा?
Sir, analytical से ज़्यादा Abhidhamma तो experience.
हमारे एक्सपीरियंस में नहीं है. हमारे एक्सपीरियंस में नहीं आया.
Can we say that these are just possibilities and hypotheses that we can keep it?
But that's why I said we suspend our judgment on them. Neither we accept it nor we reject it. This is what Buddha used to say. No? If you can't experience something, even there's a discourse in Sariputta time with ना.
समझ में आया
नहीं वो एक कोई शायद कोई कंटेंट डाउट करने वाला भी बंदा भी होता है जो टीचिंग्स पे डाउट करता है. And Sariputta sitting and Buddha asked him, say guess about some teaching. Was it that or some other? Anyway, there is an issue discourse where he asked Sariputta whether you accept it. He doesn't say whether you understand it. Whether you accept it. He says, no, I don't accept it. It has not come to my experience. Then he says, I have not accepted. So the whole assembly of disciples, क्या हो गया? आपस में झगड़ा हो गया क्या कुछ? Then he says, Buddha says, see, this is what is called a Buddhism. This is what is called a pragyavan person. You don't accept anything just because I am saying it. When you experience it, then you accept it. So he hails Sariputta for this clarity of understanding. We have a lot of things to learn from those discourses and interactions. Not only the content of discourse, the form of presentation and the things which are happening on the sidelines, as they say. There is a lot of teaching. Oh, good. So Deepak is left high and dry.
आज तो सुनता ही पूरा नहीं हुआ सर. प्रेजेंटेशन तो शुरुआत में आएगी.
अब तो खत्म हो गया शिक्षा और बाकी तो वही आ गया.
लास्ट की दो चीजें होंगी.
और स्टैंडर्ड चीजें हैं ना.
थैंक यू करने वाला है.
नहीं वो you explained Dhamma like the lamp is lit and the vessel which is lying upside down has been corrected. वो इसमें तो पाली वाले में तो हमारे विधर्मा जो हमारा पाली त्रिपिटका वो तो अब उसको लिखते भी नहीं है, पे लिख देते हैं, वही है बात, सेम थिंग. And then he becomes a disciple and becomes soon becomes an arahant. That was the starting point, because the commentary says Buddha went there because he knew.
सर ये हटा देना चाहिए सर लास्ट के सब सारे सुदर्शना.
So
after listening to
पाली में तो वो इतना ही लिखते हैं ना, अथको सुंदरी के भारद्वाज ब्राह्मणों, then he write dot pe dot aratam ahoti. So everything else is left aside. But in your English translation उसमें तो सारा बारा हुआ ना. Later Venerable Bhardwaja, leading a solitary, strenuous, ardent, energetic life in a short time, understood, experienced and attained the high. So whole description is given.
Sir, are there traditions? Because I was listening to one of the Ram Samila's discourse, and he was saying that there are people, you must be referring to some traditions that don't believe that there is Nibbana is possible.
आजकल के ज़माने में लोग कहते हैं, जैसे वो कहते हैं ना कलयुग है, कलयुग में तो कुछ नहीं होता, जैसे कीर्तन नहीं हो सकता है, that kind of thing.
अच्छा, लोग ऐसे भी कहते हैं कि कलयुग में इस कीर्तन से अधिक नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं, वो कहते हैं ऐसे तो कहते कलयुग में
सनातन धर्म में ऐसी बात
नाम का जप से ही इंसान का
बहुत कुछ पॉसिबल है.
ये
जो तुम हम लोग कर रहे हैं ये तो निषेध है.
ये सत्युग का है,
ये तो सत्युग के काम नहीं.
डिप्रेसिंग लगा ये सुन के.
कलयुग में नाम रूप का ही नाम
का जप का ही सत्व महत्व है. ये सब हो ही नहीं सकते, ये सब चीजें तो संभव ही नहीं है.
इंटरेस्टिंग how there are people who have this kind of capability where they can turn this into.
वो जो 4 युग का कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, वो ऐसे ही बना दिया ना. सतयुग में ये पॉसिबल है, द्वापर में ये, त्रेता में ये.
जब कलयुग आया है तो लोग बुद्धि प्रवृत्ति इतनी खराब हो गई है तो वो उस तरफ जा नहीं सकते, उनका दिमाग उस तरफ जाएगा नहीं, इसलिए कहते नाम जप नहीं उनका कल्याण.
अच्छा वाला
नाम रूप में इनका दिमाग चलेगा तो तभी तो नाम जप होता है सब.
मतलब इट्स लाइक सेइंग कि इससे आगे कुछ मत करो.
पता नहीं यार, आई मीन उसको मिस इंटरप्रेट इस तरह हो जाता है ना कि सिंपलिस्टिक कर दिया ना. एक्चुअली इन ऑर्डर टू शो कि भाई कीर्तन और पूजा पाठ का कोई महत्व है, उन्होंने बाकी सबको ये गड़बड़ हो जाती है.
बट दिस कुड बी समथिंग लाइक कि जो कीर्तन करवाता है वो ये ऐसे बोलेगा तो लोग और सब कुछ छोड़ के कीर्तन ही करने आएंगे उसके बाद.
कीर्तन का तरीका जो है ये साधना तो सख्त है ना काफी. कीर्तन तो सरल है, नाम जब तो वो कहते हैं इस समय जैसी बुद्धि प्रवृत्ति लोग इस समय कीर्तन से उतना ही कर ले वो भी बड़ी मेहनत है, साधना नहीं कर सकते. हम देखते हैं बैठते तो कहाँ दिमाग कितना भटकता है.
बट सर थाई ट्रेडिशन में भी क्या ऐसा है कि निभाना नहीं मिल सकता?
थाई में कुछ लोग ऐसा होता है, तो देयर आर सम डिस्कोर्सेस people who and he divides them. I think Ajahn Sumedho का भी एक है कि कैसी बातें करते रहते हैं.
हाँ, मैं वही में
Ajahn Sumedho का भी एक डिस्कोर्स है कि आजकल कई लोग ऐसे कहते हैं कि पॉसिबल नहीं है. पॉसिबल नहीं तो हम कर क्या रहे हैं?
हाँ, अजय तो यही कहते हैं
पॉसिबल नहीं है तो हम कर क्या रहे हैं?
मार्ग है ना, पॉसिबल तो है और ये नाम जब सरल है,
मुश्किल तो है ही.
जब सरल है साधना कठिन.
थाई वालों के पास तो कीर्तन भी नहीं है उनके पास. They don't give that rituals.
नहीं, चैंटिंग तो करते ही हैं.
हाँ, चैंटिंग
तो करते हैं.
सेरेमनी वेरेमनी काफी.
चैंटिंग तो सब चीजें.
Good sir. So today
So there is a very interesting discussions. I must mention this because it is very relevant to today's sutta. So because Deepak just closed the laptop now, so people can see that his session is closed. But because I was broadcasting it, his session is closed. So it seems that Deepak has left the session, and Sudhakar is saying Deepak ji left without taking the offering.
No, he's collecting his offering. He's collecting his laptop and क्या कहते हैं इसको, charger and all that. Good friends. So I hope Sudhakar has prepared his presentation. अभी तो एक बार अगला हफ्ता तो दीपक को दिया जाएगा. अगला हफ्ता तो it will be the week after that.
Just typing something.
Good. So we had a review of the whole world today.
So Zaga saying, no sir, I am having difficulty in composing my thoughts.
You have 2 more weeks, another week.
Yeah, 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. You have 2 more weeks. You can just raise queries. That will be good enough. We can have discussion. That is there.
Oh, sir, he's saying I'm visiting India for 3 weeks from Tuesday. So, Sudhakar,
So you come.
which place would you be coming?
You come to Delhi also.
Yeah, Hyderabad. I think you should
Come
plan
via
it.
Delhi.
Eh?
Come via Delhi.
Come via Delhi, or at least
or
come
return
on
via Delhi.
yeah, a weekend in Delhi where we can attend the session
Yeah.
along
In
with
person.
yeah,
That would
in
be great.
person.
Either you come via Delhi or you return via Delhi.
Yeah, I think I'll try.
Good.
And Sudhakar saying my wife wanted to see you guys.
Yes, come.
Yeah.
That will be very good.
And she listens to all the sessions.
Good, good.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
friends.
you, everybody.
We'll close the session.
Thank you.
5 people today.
कौन से?
Amit, Suresh, Sudhakar, and we have
Aditya.
And Rajendra ji.
So Rajendra ji तो द्वारका में है. Amit is in Hong Kong.